Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Rockwall Heath High School for the I-30 Classic Softball Edition. This is the first meeting between the Lady Jackets and Lady Hawks of 2026. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Chris Curtis, leading the tech and the color, and I'm proudly able to sit next to the man, the myth, the legend, and also known as Billy Quinton's supervisor.
The boss man, right?
The boss man. There you go. David Sweet. David, welcome in.
Hey, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You read that exactly like I wrote it. So.
I mean, I didn't even have to see your notes for that one, so we're good.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one tonight. Very important game in 10-6A for both these two squads. The Lady Hawks come into this one 4-0, 13-11 overall, but 4-0 in district play. They've had wins over Legacy, a 10-1 victory over Legacy, 12-2 win over North Forney, a 7-6 one-run win over Royce City, and dominating 13-run victory over Longview, 17-4. The Lady Jackets come into this one. This one's been a tough season for Coach Acosta's Lady Jackets. Overall, a 2-18 record, but most importantly, 2-2 in district play, and they're currently sitting in fourth place. They've got wins. An a 3-2 win over Longview, a 12-11 victory last night over Tyler Legacy, and their two losses in district play, 11-2 to a very good Royce City team, and then 2-0 to Forney. Both the two squads are being introduced here, but I tell you what, first of all, Chris, it doesn't matter what the occasion is, doesn't matter what the sport is between when these two schools match up. It's always fun, and this one's going to be the same way tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick little break here and have the national anthem, and we'll be right back as soon as the song's over. All right, well, we are back and kind of following up what you said, David, talking about, the Lady Jackets have had a really successful, last 5 years, really advancing in the playoffs, making it to the state tournament, making it to the regional final just about every year. Man, they've been a tough team to beat. A little bit of a rebuild for them, but they still have those leaders that the Lady Jackets are always known for. And then you flip over to the Lady Hawks. It's been a rough 5 years. They've made the playoffs a couple times, but have yet to punch through for that bi-district championship. So they're looking to do something a little different this year.
Yeah.
And the mood down there is definitely different than it has been in the last few years, as they know they can rack up some wins here in district and maybe potentially make a special run here late in April and May.
Absolutely. You mentioned as far as the playoff success for both these two squads for the Lady Jackets, 21 years in a row that Rockwall has advanced into the postseason.
Wow.
You mentioned that magical season in 2021 where they went 31-8, 12-1 and lost in the state semifinals to Converse Judson, a game that we brought to you live down there. And then, of course, as far as the Hawks are concerned, first of all, let me back up for a minute. You got Shady Acosta back at the helm at Rockwall in her second year. After, 18 years, took a 2-year break, and then
Just
back
a
at the helm.
little break, just a little break.
Now, just left that team loaded. She took a break very interestingly. I give her a hard time quite a few times. But then I tell you what, you switch sides over here, and there's a reason why, in addition to the great kids at Rockwall Heath, hey, can't say enough about the job that Serena Sandovar's done.
Absolutely.
At the helm for
Absolutely.
the Hawks.
She's taken the reins
She's
here
done
of a program that was a little broken.
You bet.
And has really rebuilt it. And they're here on the cusp of potentially moving on to a big things here later in the spring.
Addie Edgington, the right fielder tonight, number 1, the senior. She's going to lead off, bats from the right side for the Lady Jackets. First pitch to her will be a called strike. In the circle tonight will be Alex Petrie, 00, the junior. Over at first is Hallie Barnes, a junior. Sophia Moran's a catcher, She's number 12. A.K. Sentisol, number 3, is the second baseman. Piper Moore, number 4, the junior, is the shortstop. Taylor Scott, number 14, the senior's the third baseman. 1-1 as that one misses. So 1-1 count to Edgington. Zoe Grosso, the junior, number 2, is over in left field. Amani Thornton, number 1, the senior, in center. And the senior, Jada Williams, number 8, is the right fielder. That next pitch misses outside, so a 2-1 count here to Edgington. We were talking about a moment ago, Petrie is a junior, already committed to Texas Wesleyan. A swing and a miss to even the count off at 2-2.
Of course, you can't get this information anywhere else, but did a little weather report for the game. It's a beautiful night, 72 degrees. The winds are coming out of the south-southwest with 13 miles an hour. Look at that. Can't get that anywhere else. I'm just letting you know.
You're all over it, man. Just misses outside and low. Got a full count now with 3 balls and 2 strikes. It is a beautiful night over here on the campus, or here on the campus of Rockwall Heath High School. A full count here to Edgington, the leadoff batter. Edgington, again, the senior, with a .320 batting average. Done a great job so far. She'll pop this one back and out of play. So resets and gets another chance.
She is a valued member of HTO in Rockwall. I think I see her just about every morning over at HTO. So,
HTO shout out.
Proud sponsor of the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
There you go, buddy.
Tie it all in.
We'll fight this one. Knocks it back out of play down the first base side. She'll extend this bat. We'll see her walk down and visit with Coach Acosta over there at third. Acosta coaching third, Coach Padilla over at first base coaching for the Lady Jackets. The longtime assistant, Shady's right hand. Another one fouled back. So a good at-bat here for Addie Edgington, getting things started here for the Lady Jackets.
Of course, if you're watching on our YouTube page, which is the only place you can watch it, let us know where you're watching from, what you're doing on this spring break, and maybe what you're eating for dinner.
And anything else that you'd like to share.
Anything else. Keep it clean.
Gets this one down too short. Cleanly fielded, and a good throw across in time. A nice job from Piper Moore. Over to Hallie Barnes for the first out of the game.
Of course, Alex on the mound for the Lady Hawks. She's got 2 wins in her back pocket as far as this year goes. ERA 3.85, and she has 76 strikeouts.
Yes, sir. Setting the tone for the Lady Hawks again. Bella Hernandez is up next. She's the shortstop, 0-0. Bella, the sophomore, 224 average. Scored 8 runs so far on the season with 11 hits, and again, bats from that left side here with 1 out. Hits her on that outside corner. A good-looking pitch there from Petrie, Chris.
Absolutely. And you look at Alex, and you've watching her these last several years. She's kind of the emotional leader of this squad, and now it's it's her mound right now. So she's definitely been one of those emotional leaders for the Lady Hawks.
Next pitch, she'll get it down to third. The turn. Rosa with a clean field and a good throw across the way for out number 2.
Of course, a great crowd on hand for this Wednesday night in spring break in March. Great to see on a Wednesday night. These teams both played yesterday as well, so
both picked up wins.
You could easily say they're warmed up now and ready to roll.
Yes, sir. Again, Lady Jackets with a victory over Tyler Legacy last night, and with the Lady Hawks with a 17-4 convincing win over Longview. Batter up, she'll foul this one back and out of play is Leah Larson, number 6. Leah, the sophomore, the 316 average so far on the year. The Larson family, one of those
dynasty.
Yeah, there we go.
Dynasty families,
we'll
absolutely.
Call it Legacy family, Lady Jacket Legacy family. Last family member of the state semifinals team. She'll pop this one up on infield. And underneath that was AK Synthesol. So 1, 2, 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Jackets as we're halfway through the first, 0-0. We'll be right back on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Well, we're staying here for at least this inning. It's hard for me to reach over. And
I'm with you, brother.
The soundboard.
Kind of looked over there to see how you were going to do it. That's a good point. You got the soundboard over here beside us. So again, Edgington, Hernandez, and Larson go 1, 2, 3. So we'll go ahead and set the tone here. McKinley Mann will be in the circle tonight. For the Lady Jackets, the senior, Southern Nazarene University. It's good to see her out here on the circle. She's dealt with some injuries this year. 2-1 overall, less than 1 ERA. So even though it's been a tough season for the Lady Jackets, Chris, you talked about the job that that Alex Petrie does, kind of setting that tone, that emotional leader, setting the tone in the circle for the Lady Hawks. Absolutely the same thing can be done for the Lady Jackets. Rockwall when Mann's in the circle.
Anytime I see McKinley, I go back to last year, and I go back to that one-game playoff they had against Waxahachie.
Yep.
And she pitched the game of her absolute life. Her arm was hanging on by a thread, it felt like, and she was just firing, and they went toe-to-toe with the state champs.
Well, dude, yeah, absolutely. You talk about as far as strikeouts are concerned, that performance was amazing against a very, very good lineup.
Absolutely.
Mind the way.
Yeah, and her stats don't look incredibly impressive right now just because she has been out the majority of the season. But for what she has right now, she's only played, 3 weeks, it feels like, and she hasn't started those games.
No.
So what she's done already with 22 strikeouts is just going to show what she's going to give this team the rest of the way. And they're going to need her to be her best if they want to have any aspirations of going far in the playoffs this year.
It's kind of funny you mentioned Coach Acosta, the great job that she's done, and the type of coach she is. I'm sure it's been rough for this season, but sitting at 2-2, you control your own destiny. And Rockwall is that team. You talked about them talented when we came in on the air. Get going, get on a roll, get into the postseason. Could be a very dangerous team to play for the Lady Jackets. Popper Moore, number 4, the shortstop, will lead off. Sorry about that.
Oh, you never want to doubt Shady Acosta and her squads.
Piper Moore again leading off. Number 4, the junior, 371 average for Piper. Again, McKinley Mann's the pitcher. Carissa Gomez is the catcher. Alex Gribb, the freshman, over at first. Allie Guest, number 7, the junior. The second baseman, Bella Hernandez, the sophomore. 00 is the shortstop. And the junior, Addie Sahlberg, number 11 at third. That next pitch just misses high, so 2-0 the count now. Reagan Phillips is in left field, number 17, the sophomore. In center, another sophomore, Leah Larson, number 6. And Addie Edgington, the senior, again wearing number 1, is in right field for the Lady Jackets. A 2-0 count here to Piper Moore. A swing and a miss, a good-looking pitch there from McKinley. Good placement, and a swing and a miss to get it to a 2-1 count. Here's some of the chants. She'll foul this one out of play on the right, or the first base side. Gets the count even at 2. 10-6A. Forney, 4-0. 19-5 overall. 19-5-1 overall. Again, the Hawks tied at 4-0. Royce City currently sitting in third place, 15-6. 15 wins, 6 losses, and a tie, 3-2 in district. And then, of course, fourth place currently the Lady Jackets at that 2-2 record. It's a little contact on that one. Fouls that one off. Again, that count will stay at 2-2. Then the last 3 teams in District Longview at 1-3. 0-3 is North Forney and Tyler Legacy at 0-4. So Heath currently tied for first place with the Lady Rabbits out of Forney. And Rockwall sitting currently in fourth place at 2-2.
Of course, that Forney team will be hosting the Lady Hawks here next week on the 24th, so that could be a very big game for both these squads going forward.
Talk about Rockwall's success in the postseason. Forney is definitely...
They're the other one.
Yeah, they're the other one. A little hardware in their trophy case.
Absolutely.
State championships for the Lady Jackrabbits. 2-2 count now. And just as good extended bat, starting things off for the Lady Jackets with Edgington. A good patient at bat here for Piper Moore. She stays alive with a 2-2 count. Pops this one up. We'll see if it stays, and able to make a play over at first. Lost it in the sun. Good Alex Grebe over at first base.
Of course, that sun sets right behind the ballpark here at Heath High School, so most of these players are looking into the sun.
Right at it for a little bit.
Pretty much everybody from the pitcher's mound back is squinting just a little bit.
Yes, sir. A young lineup for Coach Acosta's Lady Jackets. Only 3 senior starters tonight. 3 seniors, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, and a freshman. Alex Grebe over at first base, the freshman. And she'll pop this one up. And calling it off will be Addie Solberg over at third for out number 1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and that'll bring up Taylor Scott. The third baseman is Taylor. The senior having a great season, 525, 529 average so far. So scored 16 runs, 9 hits, 3 RBIs.
She is heading off to Creighton.
Yes, sir.
After this season. Going to be a Blue Jay.
First pitch will be low for a ball.
It looks like Billy Quinton's tuning in. I don't know if he heard our comment pregame, so I don't know. We'll have to see what he has to say about that.
I mean, you were all complimentary, right?
I was very complimentary. I felt like it was a compliment.
Next pitch will go high. So 2 balls and a strike, and 2 balls and no strike here to Taylor Scott. As you mentioned, heading off to Creighton, pretty cool for her. One of the 4 seniors in this lineup. Sandoval.
David, do you know where Creighton University is?
In Nebraska, right?
Yeah, what city?
No.
What city do you know in Nebraska?
Omaha.
There you go.
There you go, buddy.
Peyton Manning's favorite city, Omaha.
That's right. 2-1 count here. Again to Taylor Scott. She missed with that one. So a 3-1 count now from McKinley Mann. She steps out of the circle there to kind of gather herself a little bit. Hauls this one back. Did you watch the Longhorns last night? In basketball, we talked a little bit off air in baseball.
We're not talking about that,
right?
We're not talking about the JV squad baseball team that played last night. But it did, yes. Big 68-66 win to move on to Portland.
Here we go. Take on BYU. It's a hard hit ball out to center, but right to the center fielder, Leah Larson, for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Saya Raymond, number 9, the freshman. What a great season she's had so far, 327 average. Scored 17 runs on the year with 16 hits, 13 RBIs. A couple of home runs on the year as well for the freshman.
It's pretty rare for a freshman to make the varsity squad. You don't see it a lot. There's been a few, but to be able to be on this squad and help this team, especially for the next 3 years after this year, is
to be able to contribute right off the bat as a freshman in a 6A school, a very good program. Can't say enough about the job she's done.
Absolutely.
Good looking pitch there from Mann to hit that outside corner for strike number 1. A swing and a miss. So an 0-2 count here to Raymond with 2 outs. A swing and a miss, and 3 up and 3 down for the Lady Jackets a moment ago. The same thing here for the Lady Hawks at the end of the first inning. 0-0 the score. This time we'll go ahead and take a real break. Enough announcements then to be able to lead into doing that. Again, score 0-0. We'll be right back. I-30 Classic, match 1 from over at Rockwall Heath High School here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
And we are back here from Heath High School for the top of the second inning. It is 0-0 Lady Hawks and Lady Jackets. The I-30 Classic Part 1.
Addie Solberg. Excuse me. Apologize. Get myself situated here. Hallie Barnes, the first baseman, number 17, will lead off here for the Lady Hawks.
Some of the balloons have escaped from the
Did they get away?
The concourse here, flying over the field.
All decorated here with the red and black balloons. Barnes, the junior. She'll pop this one up and over, get underneath it. A good job there again from Alex Grebe, the freshman, over at first. So to correct myself a moment ago, was a lost control of that sucker. But now at the end of the first inning, 0-0.
I'm not sure what happened there previously, but don't forget, this Friday we have 3 bi-district championships on the soccer pitch. Lady Hawks will take on Wiley at Wiley High School. Myself will be there with my cameraman, myself on the microphone. It's a little hard to get people to work on spring break, but that's the case. And then, of course, the Rockwall Heath Hawks will be playing at Wilkerson against Wiley. We'll have that game for you. Shannon Ron will have that one for you. And then, of course, the Rockwall Yellow Jackets will head to HBJ in their bi-district championship against Saxe. All 3 of those games will be at 7 o'clock, and all 3 of those games will be found right here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Good problem to have, trying to figure out how to get them all on the air.
It's a good problem, but it's a frustrating problem.
It's easy to say on my side here. All we could just be ready to go. You've got to do all the scheduling.
Exactly.
So Addie Solberg now will lead off for the Lady Jackets here. Number 11, the third baseman. Solberg, the junior, with a 4.05 average. So a great year so far. And get the first hit of the ball game for both squads. So with Solberg over at first, now to bring up Reagan Phillips, number 17, the sophomore. Reagan, the left fielder for the Lady Jackets tonight. Again, first hit of the ball game will go to the Lady Jackets via Addie Solberg.
Shout out to Nevaeh Torres watching from the great city of Fate. Of course, we're not responsible for the content that you hear from the student sections throughout the evening.
Throw down to first, and she'll get her. No, he's not. Nope. We'll see what that call was here.
They call her safe.
Interference. You cut her off. Did he cut her? I think the first baseman coming back had cut her path off to the bag, right?
That's what I believe was the call. Not much protest from the Heath side of things.
So Solberg still over at first.
So I believe we have nobody out still.
That's right, no outs. So Reagan steps back in, bats from the right side as I mentioned a moment ago. Here comes Petrie with the pitch. Pop this one up. First baseman lost it again in the sun. We've seen that tonight just a moment ago for the Lady Jackets, Chris.
Absolutely.
Barnes tried to get under that one, just couldn't get underneath it.
And that wind's swirling just a little bit out there. Most of the flags are blowing out. It's a nice little swirl right there on the first base side, more than likely is where the wind changes directions just a tad.
So Reagan steps back in with an 0-2 count now. Hard hit ball to left field. Able to get under it and find it. A nice job over and left by Zoe Grosso for the first out of the inning. Slot out will bring up number 7, Allie Guest, the junior. With one out here in the top of the second with a runner over at first. She's back from the left side and a swing and a miss on the first pitch. A good-looking pitch there from Petrie. Just a little high to even the count off at 1. Sure the Lady Hawk fans didn't agree with that call. Ball out to center. But right to the center fielder, Amani Thornton, for out number 2. Again, now 2 outs. Again, runner over at first at Solberg. And that'll bring up Kylan Bishop, the designated player tonight. Kylan, the senior, a .233 average. 4 runs scored for her so far on the season with 10 hits. First pitch to her will be low. Inside for a ball. Good job recovery off the turf there by Sophia Moran, the catcher. Gave signs there for a moment to keep Solberg ominous over at first, like she would throw down behind her. Dribbler to third base. Nice field off the turf and a throw across in time. So no run score here for the Lady Jackets on 1 hit, 1 left on. Halfway through the first, score remains 0-0, Lady Jackets and Lady Hawks.
Shout out to the Nice family. The Nice family, the Nice family. I've heard everything labeled it. But it is nice. They are watching at the friendly confines of the Nice home.
The friendly confines.
So they say.
Is that what you hear?
Who's watching?
The lawyers.
Oh, the lawyers.
Yes.
I thought you meant like your lawyers are listening, and I'm like, uh-oh.
The lawyers watching. All right, very cool.
Of course, another famous Lady Jacket alum who is a Nighthawk.
That's right.
Seems to be where a lot of Lady Jackets spent 2 of their years. There's been a few. Part of that dynasty run over the last couple of years.
Rachel is who you're talking about.
Of course, Rachel, known for her, I think it was a grand slam to send them on to the regional final. I can't remember. I think we were down in Austin somewhere. Of course, she rounded second base and said she got lightheaded and didn't remember anything after that. So that was a infamous moment in Lady Jacket history for softball.
Of course, she's got a brother making a name for himself at Rockwall High School.
Absolutely. Senior this year, correct?
Christian
Coming up
be a
senior.
Yep, and a great job he did last year. Unbelievable. Standing job on the defensive side of the football, that linebacker. Hallie Barnes now, the number 17, the first baseman, will lead off here for the Lady Hawks. Bats from the left side, this Hallie. .429 average for her on the year. A great job the juniors had. First pitch to her. Miss for a ball. Next pitch will just miss high and outside. So a 2-0 count now here to Hallie Barnes. I mentioned a moment ago, the chanting is always fun. Down to the Lady Hawks in that third base dugout. 3-0 count as this one also misses low and outside.
Must have some sort of insect problem down there. They got some fly swatters. I don't know why. I don't know why they have fly swatters.
Just can't figure that one out, huh?
Might have to do some spraying down there. I don't know.
Yeah. 3-0 count again. Just being reminded by that dugout. 4-pitch walk. So the first base runner of the night for the Lady Hawks is Hallie Barnes via the walk. So Hallie over at first. Now to bring up Jada Williams, the senior.
Speaking of famous Lady Jacket alum, looks like the Wallace family is here. Of course, Ava is University of Kansas.
University of Kansas, my friend. Big bat. Lots of success there for the Lady Jackets.
She was fun to watch
as
well. Still is.
First pitch high and outside to Jada. So 5 balls here thrown in a row here by McKinley Mann. Jada Williams, man, the senior, can't say enough about the job she's done. .417 average for her, 20 hits and 18 runs scored so far on the year here for Jada.
Of course, a 2-sport athlete as well.
And some serious wheels. Swing and a miss on off a good-looking pitch here from McKinley Mann. Will get the count to 1-1, but that young lady can fly, Chris.
She's a lot faster than you and I, that's for sure. Would not want to race her. She would probably beat us, and we'd just be
watching.
Huh?
Probably, huh?
Never say never.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always
a chance, right? Yeah, okay.
But I think we'd be left in the dust.
Another good-looking pitch and a swing and a miss. So 1-2 count now here to Jada. Jada Williams, we talked about her earlier before we went on the air, heading to Alabama State. She'll keep this, stay alive with this at-bat. Fouls this one back and off the net.
Lawyer family saying it wasn't a grand slam, but it was a game-winning, series-clinching home run for the most part. I can't remember how many people they had on, but it didn't matter.
Much needed hit at a much needed time, right?
I think that might be the greatest moment in Lady Jacket softball, that's for sure. One of them. There's been a lot of them over the last 5 years.
Man.
But that one was extra special.
Calls on that outside corner. On Jada Williams, so the first strikeout of the night for McKinley Mann. And the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the pitcher, Alex Petrie. And Alex, the junior, .311 average for her. She'll bat from the right side. With 1 out and 1 on. It's Hallie Barnes again over at first base. First pitch to her will just miss. Shout out to Carissa Gomez, the catcher. See her try to frame that one. Just missed on the outside corner. So 1-0 count here to Petrie. And we talked about it earlier. There have been some magical moments over the last 5 years for the Lady Jackets as a team, and then, of course, individually, so many players have had great offensive performances.
It's hard to keep up with all of them. Of course, the Lady Hawks have had some athletes come through here. They just haven't been able to put it together as a team in the playoffs, and they're hoping this is their year. That was a nasty pitch.
Ooh, man. We'll drop. We'll get the count at 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes here again to Alex Petrie. So low and off the turf. So leaving the count off at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, again, about the Lady Hawks, the stability that Coach Sandoval has brought to this program here in her 3rd season. Hard hit ball out to right field, but it'll be hit right to Edgington for out number 2. The 13 wins so far for the Lady Hawks matched the win totals for year 1 and year 2 for Coach Sandoval. So, and again, 4-0, currently undefeated in District 10 6A. Definitely got things going in the right direction.
Absolutely. Shout out to Paul watching from Crested Butte, Colorado. They're on spring break. They say JFND.
Very cool.
Hope the slopes are living right up there in Colorado.
Next up, batting from the right side is Sophia Moran, number 12, the junior. 286 average on the season. First pitch to her. Good-looking one there. And that inside corner for a called strike.
Of course, a lot of people are tuning in via spring break.
Glad to have them joining us.
Absolutely. Take a little break from spring breaking to watch some softball.
Swing and a miss for strike number 2. So an 0-2 count now to Marin. Just misses outside.
Of course,
go to a 1-2 count.
Shout out to Kerry Tyson, and it's like Jacob Barnett's down there. It's National Athletic Trainers Month, so shout out to everything they do for us. I think that's Katie down there too. I can't really tell from here.
We'll go with it.
We're going to roll with it.
Yes, we are. Sophia steps back in with a 1-2 count. So it'll be pumped up. We'll see if it gets out of play. Nope. And her to get underneath. An outstanding job over there from Grebe. So no run score on no hits. 1 left on. After 2, score still 0-0. We'll be right back here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
We've got nachos, we've got hot dogs, candy, sodas.
And shout out to our friends from HBTX. Thank you for being a sponsor of the Rockwall ISD Sports Network and Rockwall ISD Athletics. It's a beautiful night in Heath, Texas for the I-30 Classic Part 1. David, about what you would expect between these two teams. There are rarely blowouts in this series. And it doesn't just equate to the softball field. It's everything, every sport that Rockwall and Heath end up playing each other. It's nothing short of a dogfight. It's back and forth. It's emotional, and it's draining. It's draining. I know it's draining on us.
Yes.
I can't even imagine what it's like for them.
Kids go through.
Oh, yes.
Kids and these coaches.
The good part is they're going to, obviously they played last night. They play tonight, and then these teams will have a little mini break. Of course, they'll get to do their spring break-in, I guess, for a couple days. So get away from the game. It's a good time to kind of get away and
So it's always cool about when these teams are able to play or schedule to play.
Yep.
During during spring break, that it's an easy decision for both these two coaches to say, you know what, we're good,
and give them
we both played the night before. We'll both have that same calculated risk and be ready to go to take off the rest of the week. Carissa Gomez, the catcher, number 8, batting from the right side. She'll lead off here for Coach Acosta's Lady Jackets. With Petrie still in the circle for the Lady Hawks. First pitch, a swing and a miss, and a good-looking pitch there from Alex. Gomez, the senior. She'll step back in. It's a little contact on that one. Fouls that one back off the wall. So an 0-2 count now to Gomez. So as you mentioned, 3 soccer games on Friday night, playoffs for Rockwall ISD. Out number 1 via the strikeout. The first strikeout of the night for Petrie. And that'll bring up the freshman number 3, first baseman Alex Reed.
Another cool story for the Lady Jackets. You know, obviously Alex being a freshman. We kind of mentioned it earlier. It's rare to see a freshman break into the varsity squad, so it's a good time to impress our coaches right here.
There you go. Swing and a miss on the first one for strike number 1. This one will be popped up, able to find it, tried to get underneath it was Barnes. She'll live for another day. That's Grebe. So an 0-2 count now to Alex.
Shout out to my partner in crime, Lisa Trammell down there, grabbing those photos.
A great partner you have, my friend.
She is a hustler, that's
Man,
for sure.
She'll do anything for anyone. She just
absolutely.
Very neat lady and a good partner that you have there, sir.
Absolutely.
Jams are inside. It's in contact with the bat, so that one will be a foul ball. Little maneuvers there at the last second there for Alex.
Absolutely.
Avoids getting hit. So the count will still stay 0-2, no balls and 2 strikes. Just misses low. Good job there by Alex of being able to back off, good control with the bat. And a 1-2 count now. Sun's finally gone down here. Hard hit went out to left field. It'll be the second hit of the ball game for the Lady Jackets. Alex with a good hit over to right, excuse me. So runner over at first with 1 out. We'll go back to the top of the lineup to Addie Edgington. She rounded out her first opportunity. Grounded out to short. First pitch to her will be high for a ball. Edgington again, the senior, with a .320 average. Heading to Paris Junior College next year is Addie. Another one that's been part of this program, a significant contributor here in the program all 4 years. A called strike on that second pitch.
She's an ag kid too, which is pretty
That's
cool.
right. Mm-hmm. Good call out, good reminder.
She can do it just about everything. Of course, her sister's going to Harding University to play volleyball. They're twins, but they're not identical twins.
Not ideal. There you go.
But they are besties, that's for sure.
A miss, and it's a 2-1 count. So with 2 balls and a strike to Edgington. When just barely missed on that outside corner. You heard the Hawks. Lady Hawk fans didn't agree with that call.
Questionable for them.
Mm-hmm. One out to left field. This is a shot. Is this one gone? And it is a home run for Edgington. Will give the Lady Jackets a 2-0 lead. Edgington with her second home run of the season. Gets the Lady Jackets on the board.
And a cartwheel, too. How impressive was that?
No.
Mercy.
Pretty fancy, huh?
I'm not sure if Coach will want her to do that, but she just did.
So a 2-run homer for Edging and gets the Lady Jackets here on the board. In the top of the third. So that'll bring up Bella Hernandez. Bella grounded out to third her first trip. First pitch to her gets that outside corner for a called strike. Scoreboard operator down there trying to figure that one out. But it's 2-0 Lady Jackets. So we'll just miss outside and low, so the count will go to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Bella Hernandez.
And if you're the Lady Jackets, that's exactly what you want to do in this rivalry game. Of course, like we mentioned, struggling a little bit this season. So to get off with a home run here and take the 2-0 lead against your rival, it's going to be big for the Lady Jackets.
Goes right back and misses on that outside corner. So 2 balls and 1 strike now. The rest of the infield makes their way in just to reassure Alex.
Of course, the Lady Hawks have been in this position too, having, winning a lot of their games this year, but they've been trailing in some of these games. They've found a way to fight back, and just one more thing they're going to have to do here to try to fight back and claw their way back into this ball game.
So a 2-1 count. Hernandez steps back in, again batting from the left side. Hard hit. Good looking swing and a nice hit there from Hernandez. And the 3rd hit of the ball game here for the Lady Jackets. Gets Hernandez over at first with 1 out. Third hit of the game, and again, the 2nd hit here of the inning. That'll bring up Leah Larson. Leah popped up to the second baseman, her first at-bat. First pitch to her misses for a ball.
Of course, shout out to Big Sis Lacey.
Yes, sir. Great career she had. It's a catcher for the Lady Jackets. So it'll be popped up. As it got the distance, it's hanging around. She did it too, didn't she? She did it. Leah Larson. Leah Larson with her 3rd home run of the season. And another 2-run homer for the Lady Jackets. And all of a sudden, it's 4-0.
And that was right over the big green monster.
Goodness
here.
Gracious.
Straight center field.
Wow.
The wind might have helped that one just a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it kind of hung up there, went high. Saw Thornton kind of freeze there for a moment, able to find it. And then you're right, it looked like it hung and then it got pushed over the top of that wall. But 4-0. The Lady Jackets here busted things open a little bit in the top of the 3rd. Looks like we'll have a pitching change here for Coach Sandoval. Looking to see who we've got out there warming up. That'll be McKenna Burleson, the junior. 1-1 officially on the year, a 3.90 ERA. She's pitched 32 innings so far in the year, giving up 33 runs on 36 hits, 18 walks, 38 strikeouts.
Of course, McKenna is one of those girls that busted onto the scene as a freshman.
Absolutely.
2 years ago and made a big-time statement as a freshman. So she's continuing her legacy here at Rockwall Heath. course, if you're wondering what the baseball situation is going on right now, it is a bye week for the Heath Hawks. Of course, they did play Salina yesterday in a non-district game, but they are 1-1 after splitting with Tyler Legacy this past week. And, of course, Rockwall sweeping their first series and getting the first win yesterday against Longview. So they are 3-0 in district. They lead District 10 6A after kind of a rocky start for the Yellow Jackets, especially in tournament play. It looked pretty rocky there, but they seem to have settled down, and they're firing on all cylinders right now. Of course, taking care of Royce City, and then now playing Longview.
So Burleson again in the circle here for the Lady Hawks, and first batter she will face is Addie Solberg. First pitch to her, and Addie will foul it back. Addie had the first hit of the ball game, her first at-bat earlier with a single. Good-looking pitch on the second one there. We're going to get the count to 0-2. 1 out again for the Lady Jackets. Popped up. We'll see if it gets out of here, and it will get out of play. So the count will still stay 0-2. Just misses on that one. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for out number 2. Second strikeout of the ball game for the Lady Hawks. First one obviously for Burleson.
That's big for McKenna to come in and
you bet.
Settle things down for the Lady Hawks and try to get them back in this game.
So 1 batter faced. Again, the strikeout there for Burleson. Next, they'll bring up Reagan Phillips, the left fielder. Reagan flew out to left. Her first opportunity, first pitch to her. Good-looking pitch, man.
Oh, yeah, right down the middle.
Yes, it was, for a called strike. It's going to be hit to, nice job, and a good glove out there by Piper Moore for out number 3. Lady Jackets do score 4 runs on 3 hits, none left on. So halfway through the 4th inning, 4-0 Rockwall. You want to stay here? You want to take a break?
We can stay here, absolutely.
We'll go ahead and stay out. Again, 4-0 Lady Hawks Lady Jackets. 2 home runs, two two-run homers there for the Lady Jackets. Addie Edgington with one of those, and Addie Solberg. So a powerful inning there for, correct that, Leah Larson. So Addie Edgington with a 2-run homer, and Leah Larson as well.
Of course, if you're wondering when these 2 teams will meet again, it will be the second to last game of the season. It'll be on April the 14th. That, of course, will be back at Rockwall High School. That game might have major playoff implications on the line when we get a little closer into late April. Of course, playoffs will begin the 4th week of April, 3rd or 4th week of April, of course. Most of these teams will play either a 1-game series or a 3-game series, depending on coin flips, trips to Whataburger, or whatever the old Texas adage is of where you want to do it. You never know these days.
You just never know.
Maybe they play a video game. I don't know. Most of the time, it's pretty basic. But I've heard some stories.
Out. Yeah. McKinley Mann still in the circle for the Lady Jackets. And it'll be number 3, the second baseman, A.K. Senesaw. Our first at-bat of the night, the second baseman again. Bats from the right side. Yes, A.K., the senior. She'll call time. Just a little bit more time to get ready. And she's back in and ready to go now. Good looking pitch on that inside corner for a called strike from Mann. This one popped up. We'll see if it's going to get out of play. Gets over onto the warning track. 3 of the Lady Jackets in pursuit. Couldn't get to that one. So it'll go to an 0-2 count. "4-0 Lady Jackets." So we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And an 0-2 count here. And another strikeout. Second strikeout of the night for McKinley Mann, and out number 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. It's not a Bonnie Thornton gets her first opportunity here, the center fielder, number 1. Thornton, the senior, 211 average. So far on the young season, 13 runs scored for her off 8 hits, 5 RBIs. First pitch gets away from McKinley on that one. Will sail high for a ball.
There's Jake Searcy, if he would move his big head. I mean, you never know. Athletic trainer for Rockwall High School.
He heard you.
He did. Mm-hmm. Of course, married the Forney softball coach. So there's a little bit of trash talk between those two in the playoffs.
Thornton fouls this one back and out of play to take the count even at 1. Married to the Forney softball coach.
I believe that's her right there. That would make sense. Doing a little scouting maybe.
Yes, sir. So 1-1 count with the 1 out again here to Thornton. And a swing and a miss for strike number 2. A swing and a miss. The second out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts here for McKinley Mann. And the 3rd strikeout of the night for McKinley. It's up to the top of the lineup again to Piper Moore. Outstanding shortstop for the Lady Hawks, her first at bat. She popped up over to 3rd.
Man, it's great to see the student sections out and giving each side a little bit of a hard time.
Always makes it fun. This one will be popped up and able to get underneath it. A great job there from the catcher, Carissa Gomez. So 3 up and 3 down. No runs scored on no hits for the Lady Hawks in the 3rd. So at the end of 3, it's 4-0 Rockwall. This time, let's take a quick one and we'll be right back.
Let's
Lady Jackets, Lady Hawks, I-30 Classic, Match 1 on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ryan Allo, owner of Servant Heart Orthodontics.
Our mission is simple, serving people and serving smiles. Using advanced digital technology like KLO and custom braces and Angel aligners, we create beautiful smiles efficiently so treatment fits into your busy lives. Most importantly, we treat every patient like family. Come see us to get your dream smile.
And we are back on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. My name is Chris Curtis, of course, joined by my counterpart, David Sweet. Heard Miss Riley Swindell is in the house tonight as well. Of course, another infamous Lady Jacket who led off for the Lady Jackets for, I believe, 2 seasons, and of course was part of that historic run 2 years ago as well.
Yes, sir.
All the way to the regional final against Waxahachie. Man, that was a fun one. I don't know how many weather delays we had to go through in that series, but we made it.
Allie Guest will lead off here, trying to get things going here for Coach Acosta's Lady Jackets. Allie flew out to center her first trip.
Of course, let us know where you're watching from. We got people from Colorado, people from Fate, people from the doctor's office, it sounds like, up here. I don't know. Maybe.
Hamlet, maybe.
You can stream us in the hospital if you're in the hospital. So
Another hard hit ball. We'll see if they're able to get down. But a good job out in center there from Thornton to get underneath that one. So Guest, both trips, hard hit balls. But both have been hit out to center right to Thornton. So with one out here in the top of the fourth, it'll bring up Colin Bishop, designated player number 1. She grounded out to third, her first at-bat. First pitch to her will miss high and outside for a ball. Kylan again, the DH tonight, designated, or DP, designated player, the senior, 233 average for her. Fouls this one back to the net.
of course, if you don't know, another sport that was added to the Rockwall ISD plate is flag football for the girls. Of course, Rockwall Heath has their own team now, and they are playing in the state championships this weekend. And I believe that is over at the Star.
Very cool.
I will confirm that here shortly.
2 balls and 1 strike now, the count to Phillips. Billy Quinton text in there, gentleman, saying that, of course, he's watching from his office in Rockwall, Texas. He identified that's northeast of Dallas on Lake Ray Hubbard, Chris. About that one, a tip and hung up into the air for a second, and a good job over there on first by Allie Barnes.
I wonder what game night is at the Quinton household this year. I don't know if it's Jenga or whatever they played the other day.
Yeah.
When he and I broadcast the game, his wife was playing a game.
Was she? What was she playing?
I forgot what game they were playing, but she was having 10 people over, and they were having a big old tournament. But watching us as well.
Let us know, Q-Ball. So 2 outs now for the Lady Jackets is Carissa Gomez, the catcher. Next batter, she struck out her first trip. First pitch to her is a strike.
Gonna need to send someone to Billy's house to fix those wires from his TV. Oh, that would annoy me.
Swing and a miss to go to an 0-2 count. Have to go back to look to see what you're talking about. Now I see it. The office isn't set up. No, we're not saying what he's. Did you see that? Yeah.
Maybe Coach Talley did that wiring. I don't know.
In his office. That's in Billy's office there.
Yeah. Playing Twister. That's yeah. It's not surprising.
2 count. Next pitch will miss low for a ball. So a 1-2 count now here to Gomez.
Mahjong. That's what it was.
Said she and Fran, Coach Webb's wife. The Tyler Street neighbors. This one will be fouled down the first base side.
Of course, speaking of Coach Webb, his grandson turned 6 months old today.
Very cool.
So shout out to Coach Webb, who's going to be enjoying the grandpa life.
That's it. The recently retired
Coach Webb. Of course, Casey Dick has taken over for the Rockwall Heath Hawks. And he's bringing energy, that's for sure.
2 count, and she'll stay alive as she fouls this one back. A 2-2 count. 2 balls and 2 strikes with the 2 outs here to Gomez. Casey Dick will replace again, as you mentioned, Coach Webb here at Rockwall Heath. Comes in from Fayetteville. Good career as a quarterback at Allen. Went on, played for the Razorbacks.
I don't know how much Trey and Casey have interacted with each other, but you got to think that A&M Arkansas rivalry is going to take a new
It's
twist
definitely
in
going to
life.
be, if they haven't yet, the time is coming. Is that fair to say?
It's going to come, that's for sure.
Full count now as that one misses. So a full count here to Gomez. In the top of the fourth with 2 outs. And a walk. Good at bat for Gomez. It's the first walk of the night issued for McKenna Burleson and the first base runner that she's allowed.
Yeah, McKenna's done a really good job coming into this game. Obviously, giving up 4 runs, having to settle this team down just a little bit. She's done a really good job at that so far.
So Grebe makes her way to the plate. A single hit to right and then scored one of the runs off of the Addie Edgington home run. First pitch to her will miss with the ball. Then going back to Coach Dick, of course, he won a state championship at Fayetteville a couple of years ago. Allen Highgram wanted to get back to Texas.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
Yep. So we pitched inside. See if this one's up in the air. Will Thornton be able to get to it? And she does it. Another good play out in the outfield there by Amani Thornton. So no run score for the Lady Jackets on no hits. 1 left on. So halfway through the fourth, it's still 4-0 Rockwall. You want to keep this one here, sir?
We'll keep it here, yeah.
All right.
We'll do every other inning.
Got the man in charge of the advertising, et cetera, operating the clock.
Et cetera.
So, yeah,
Absolutely. We can mention some sponsors if you would like.
go for it.
How about shout out to Rockwall Sports Center? I think I saw Brandy here. Of course, her kiddo plays baseball for Rockwall High School. Of course, they supply us with all of our gear, all of our team gear. If you're looking for a Heath Hawk or Rockwall Yellow Jacket item, or if you're looking for a picture of Billy and David posing in the booth, they'll make it for you. They'll make it happen.
I'm sure that's something that folks.
It's one of their hottest sellers from what I hear.
Well, I've
That's
heard
what Billy
too.
says. I don't know if it's true. Or
He's
not. I
right.
don't know.
Billy's
So-
absolutely telling the truth on that one. So it's hard to keep up with the autographs, Christopher.
And, the line is forming.
What we can do about that, but
Also, shout out to one of our new sponsors, Servant Heart Orthodontics over in Rowlett. Appreciate them and everything they've done for us. And then where would we be without Corky Randolph and Alliance Bank, proud sponsor of Rockwall ISD Athletics, Rockwall ISD, and just about every other little thing you can think of in Rockwall County. They are a sponsor
Corky and
of it.
Alliance say yes to everything, man.
That's the Corky
Good,
way.
Good dude. And obviously Alliance Bank's a great company. Corky used to be part of our broadcast team when we first started.
I feel like we need to get him back into the swing of things.
He makes
He's
things
got-
fun,
He's
buddy.
got nothing to
I'll
do
tell you.
anymore, I feel like.
Taylor Scott will lead off, try to get things going here for Coach Sandoval. She flew out to center field her first trip. Taylor, the senior. Bats from the right side. First pitch to her will miss on the inside corner. I talked about it earlier, but Taylor, what a great year she's having. 5.29 average. A big bat for the Lady Hawks. A 1-0 count to her.
Of course, if you're the Lady Hawks, you're not getting all 4 runs back in one swing. So just, they could, but, use these last 3 innings, start chipping away about this lead. And that's a
There
good
it
way.
is. Hit to right field. First hit of the night for the Lady Hawks.
If you're looking for a fire starter, Taylor's the one to do it for
That's
you.
it.
And kind of try to get the energy back on that in that dugout for the Lady Hawks. That's a great way to do it.
Again, so Taylor gets things going. First base runner of the night. First hit puts her over at first. Got to bring the freshman. Again, another big bat, 327 average for Raymond. She grounded out over to third, her first opportunity. She'll show bunt this first one. She'll back off in time. That first one will miss inside for a ball.
Now there's a stolen base.
Stolen base, yes sir. Taylor with her 12th stolen base of the season.
Lady Jackets kind of looked a little distraught there. Didn't know what was going on. And Taylor took advantage.
12th stolen base of the year for her. 33rd stolen base of the season for the Lady Hawks. And a runner in scoring position here. With Taylor standing at second. This one, a hard hit ball out in the gap between left and center will hit the wall, and 1 run will score for the Lady Hawks. Off the double by Raymond.
And that's what you want to see for the Lady Hawks, just like we talked about, just chip away at this lead.
No reason to panic.
Absolutely
So
not.
the Lady Jackets, of course, able to score those 4 runs here in the second. And a statement sent here. Good job there by Taylor Scott. And off the 2 back-to-back hits. Lady Hawks on the board. Infield for the Lady Jackets. Huddle in the circle just to calm McKinley down a little bit. Make sure they're all on the same page. And that'll bring up Hallie Barnes, again, number 17, the first baseman, batting from the left side. Hallie was the first base runner of the night for the Lady Hawks as she took a walk. Barnes, another big bat. Man, the junior, 429 average on the year. I mean, it's just been unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Scored 22 runs on 21 hits, 22 RBIs. Just very balanced. 7 doubles, 4 triples, 2 home runs. What a great year she's had so far. First pitch to her will miss for a ball.
Of course, if the Lady Jackets in that 4-0 lead, that felt comfortable. But in this series, it's never, a lead is never safe, no matter what.
Good looking pitch. Hits that outside corner there for a called strike to get the count even at 1. And again, man, I'm telling you what. Talk about the success so far. Again, of course, the Hawks coming in this one 4-0 in district play. Look through that lineup from Piper Moore, Taylor Scott, Raymond, the freshman, Barnes again, and then, of course, right behind them here just a second to be the speedster, Jada Williams. It's pretty tough, 1 through 5. This one will be fouled out of play on the third base side.
It's absolutely a dangerous lineup here for the Heath Hawks, and they're starting to take advantage of it now. They're starting to get the feel for it.
But about that, Chris, you were talking about a moment ago. Of course, they've had some success getting to the postseason, but unable to break through. Could very well be. This thing's built to do that.
It feels like their
It
year.
does. Backs off of that one. That drop ball, it was for a called strike. What a beautiful pitch from Mann. Goodness gracious alive.
That thing came in at like
Woo!
1 mile an hour. It felt
And
like.
just dropped. So the 4th strikeout of the night for McKinley Mann for out number 1 here in the 4th. Nice job not panicking. Good recovery there from Mann. Giving back-to-back hits. It'll bring up Jada Williams again, the right fielder. She was one of the strikeout victims, the second one of the night for Mann. This one will just miss on the outside corner for a ball. So 1-0 count here to Williams.
Mann has been in these positions before. She's certainly seen these type of situations in her time as a Lady Jacket. There's never any panic with her.
And Jada, again, I mentioned it earlier, but a 417 average. Another big bat, and as I said, the speedster too. This one will come back inside and will miss low for a ball. So a 2-0 count now to Jada. Four to 1, Lady Jackets with a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Rockwall scored 4 runs off of 2 2-run homers in the top of the third. Of course, back-to-back hits. Got the 1 run on the board here for the Lady Hawks. Here in the bottom of the fourth. It's going to miss for strike number 1. So a 2-1 count now to Williams. Miss with that one to go to 3-1.
It's Jada rocking that. It looks like a Starburst bat. All sorts of colors. A little orange, a little pink, a little blue, a little purple.
You name it.
She's styling with the bat.
She missed with that one. The ball's onto the turf. So the runner will advance to third and then turns the corner. Does Jada. So walk and advances to second. Off the wild pitch. So runners, all of a sudden, runners at second and third here for the Lady Hawks. Another huddle as Coach Acosta will be part of this one, makes her way to the circle.
Yeah, this is a big moment in this game.
Yes, it is.
Of course, with one swing, this game's going to be tied up again.
Second walk of the ball game. Go back to double check that one. Yeah, second walk of the game. Given up by McKinley Mann. So we'll have runners at second and third. Raymond at second and Jada Williams standing at third. When things get going here in a moment, we'll see Acosta's making her way to first. Things will get set. It'll be Alex Petrie, again the pitcher. Unless, no, excuse me, we'll have a sub. That's right. So it'll be, will that be Burleson?
That would be.
That would be Burleson coming in for a full substitution. So McKenna, her first opportunity of the night. From the plate, bats from the right side does McKenna. First pitch, a swing and a miss for strike number 1. So 1 run scored so far for the Lady Hawks here. In the bottom of the fourth, it's 4-1 Rockwall. Runners at second and third with 1 out. McKenna Burleson at the plate with an 0-1 count on her. Burleson will step back in ready to go. We'll see Mann as she gets back into the circle. Show and bunt, able to back off is McKenna. So 1-1 count now. Lady Jackets were ready for that one. Saw Solberg, the third baseman, and Bella Hernandez ready for the bunt. She'll miss high with that one to go to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike to Burleson.
The way Jada's moving on that second base path, a little base hit, she's scoring.
Yeah.
They're going to wave her all the way in.
Speedsters again. Raymond standing over at third, and as Chris mentioned, Speedster Jada Williams standing on second. That one low and inside as well. So a 3-1 count to McKenna Burleson. McKenna the junior again batting from the right side. Run, and she takes that walk, her third walk of the season. Back-to-back walks And bases are loaded for the Lady Hawks. Again, with one out. And Chris, you said a moment ago, you don't have to do it. It's not one swing. It's not one at-bat. You just got to stay patient, don't panic, and that's here what the Lady Hawks have done.
Yeah, they're making Man work the zone really well, and she's struggling just a little bit at the moment. But again, Man has been in these situations before. It just feels like every time there's a big moment,
Been able to answer.
she finds a way. And the Lady Hawks are doing things they kind of haven't done in the years past. They're taking advantage of their chances, especially it seems like they're doing it here in the fifth.
You bring up a very,
fourth,
very good point, because there was a couple of games last year, had the privilege of being able to do both these two, I think all of both the two teams' district games last year here at home, and that's a good way to put it. The Hawks
they were always
sometimes
in
rush
it.
things
Yep.
and kind of rush things, especially with that pressure in the later innings, and you can, not forcing things here.
And you feel it kind of in their season so far. They're taking advantage of their chances. You know, they're sitting at 4-0 in District 10 6A, and this is going to be a moment of their season right here if they can score some runs here against their arch rival.
So Moran, the catcher, steps back in, again batting from the right side. One out here, a big opportunity for her with bases loaded. She popped up to the pitcher her first trip. First pitch to her, a swing and a miss. A good-looking pitch there from Man. Gets her chasing that one a little bit. So an 0-1 count to Moran. Ooh, comes back inside and hits that corner. Whew, that's some control there.
That was a filthy pitch.
Yeah, it was. My goodness. So an 0-2 count now. A swing and a miss for out number 2. And the 5th strikeout of the night for McKinley Man. So A.K. Senesaul, number 3, the second baseman, makes her way to the plate. She was the 2nd strikeout of the night, her first trip. So with 2 outs, bases loaded, again, a big opportunity here for Senesaul. First pitch to her, it's goodness gracious, another one of those, bud.
Of course, McKinley, you know, with that pass strikeout, not much emotion, but if you see her get out of this jam, you're going to see some emotion from her.
Back and will just barely miss low and inside to even the count off at 1. Swing and a miss for strike number 2.
The Lady Jackets are 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. That emotional roller coaster goes back and forth, back and forth.
We talked about it earlier, but it's pretty much the way it is in every sport when these two teams play. This one will get down. What a hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. This one's hit to right, and we're going to be tied up, folks. 3-run score off the triple by A.K. Senesaul, and just like that, we're all tied up. What an answer, Chris, with 2 strikes on her. What a hit.
That dugout's a little hype now, I think.
Rightfully so, a 3-run triple.
The Lady Hawks down to their final strike, and
Goodness
the Lady
gracious.
Jackets were 1 strike away from getting out of a major jam.
3-run triple from A.K. Senesaul, as you had mentioned, Chris, with 2 strikes on her, and had already struck out at her first opportunity. And just like that, answers it, drops one over, right on the line, over in right field. And just like that, we're tied up at 4.
And if you follow this Lady Hawks team, we've already talked about it. I mean, they've been so close so many times and could just never get through. And it seems like now maybe they have that confidence. If they can beat Rockwall here, have that confidence to go on a run. Of course, they do face undefeated Forney next on the 24th. So it's a big game for them going into that one.
Monty Thornton, the next batter. Trying to get that drop ball to get in on there. That one just didn't fall, so it'll be a ball. 1-0 count now.
And it's probably pretty good, David, that they have a few days off after this game. As we all know, the emotional level on any sport when these two teams play, it can be challenging to refocus again once you play this game, win or lose.
Talked about that so many times in football. I'll say what we've said. This one will be fouled back, and it'll fall. But we've talked about before how many times you've seen in the I-30 Classic in football where the team that wins that game struggles the next week, either in a loss or had to give everything they could to be able to win that game, and then that team that lost it, kind of a reset button, gets that stuff out of their minds, out of their heads, and settles in and picks up a big win. It's happened
every year.
It really does.
Of course, that game will follow the bi-district round after this year, so it's the last game of the season in 2026. So you better be on your A game after that game.
Ready to go, buddy. You got to go back to work, right?
Absolutely.
1-1 count here. Man, we'll come back inside. That's a good-looking pitch. Hits that inside corner for a called strike. So a 1-2 count now.
Of course, the baseball teams will face each other in the second to last week of the season, and these two teams will meet again in their second to last game of the season. Not a fun final stretch for Heath. They see Rockwall, then they see Forney to close out their season. So hopefully by then they'll have things already locked down.
Hard hit. What's this one going to do? Off the wall. So another run will score for the Lady Jackets, and we'll see. She sent it to a sandbar, and it's a home run. A home run off the wall by Amani Thornton. Goodness gracious. 2-run homer by Thornton, and it's a 2-run lead, 6-4 for the Lady Hawks. Goodness.
Oh, and I hope she didn't hurt herself celebrating right there. She comes up limping going into the dugout. I think she's okay, but maybe she's just out of breath. But she took a tumble right at the dugout. She's smiling. She's fine.
She's good. So 6-4. A 2-run lead here again for the Lady Hawks as they've scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Of course, most of this damage has been done with 2 outs.
It has. Hard hit ball off the wall. And Amani Thornton again with a 2-run homer. And that's her first. Yeah, it's her first home run of the season. Back up top in the order to Piper Moore. And Piper popped up to third. Her first opportunity, then popped up. Yeah, and then popped up the catcher. This one fouled back and out of play, so an 0-1 count down to Moore.
Say it's a pretty good time to have your first home run of the year.
Good answer. It's this one, but hit right to second. So that'll do it. But 6 runs score for the Lady Hawks on 4 with no left on. The Hawks with a 2-run lead now over the Lady Jackets at 6-4 through 4 innings. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ryan Allo, owner of Servant Heart Orthodontics.
Our mission is simple: serving people and serving smiles. Using advanced digital technology like KLO and custom braces and angel aligners, we create beautiful smiles efficiently so treatment fits into your busy lives. Most importantly, we treat every patient like family. Come see us to get your dream smile.
And we are back here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. Chris Curtis in the house with my counterpart, David Sweet. In the I-30 Classic Part 1, the Lady Hawks have taken a 6-4 lead. Of course, we talk about this series in every sport just kind of being two haymakers throwing punches at each other. David, it kind of feels like a Old-fashioned Vegas boxing match.
It does, doesn't it?
Matt. It's back and forth. Haymakers are thrown.
That's it.
Of course, Lady Jackets jumped out to a 4-0 lead. And the Lady Hawks have now scored 6 unanswered.
Again, we talked about that one through that game, through definitely as we're walking through the 4th inning there. In the past, hey, we'll call it like we see it, man. Yellow Jackets go up, the Lady Jackets go up with a 4-0 lead like that on the Hawks in the past. Tend to be some panic kind of would usually set in. You can see it's a different squad, different mindset, if you will, for Coach Sandoval and her Lady Hawks.
Well,
and
now
they
you're
fought
going
through, bud.
Yeah, now you're going to see if the Lady Jackets can respond.
Absolutely.
They're going to be trailing now for the first time tonight.
We know what Coach Acosta's mindset is and how she leads her ladies.
Of course, Addie is the one that got things started for
it.
the Lady Jackets, and here we are again.
2-run homer for Edgington, her last at-bat. First one was a called strike. This one will sail high for a ball. So a 1-1 count here to Addie. Said a moment ago, Addie with her second home run of the year. A 2-run homer her last trip. This next one to her will miss for a ball. So a 2-1 count.
Of course, shout out to Billy Copeland. I know he's tuning in tonight to this I-30 Classic. So thanks for tuning in tonight.
McKenna Burleson, of course, came in relief. This one will be popped up, or flown out, rather, to Jada Williams. In right. For out number 1, so that'll bring up Bella Hernandez. Bella grounded out her first opportunity to third, then had a single, scored a run. Her second trip. Again, bats from the left side, this Bella. First pitch to her will be low and outside for a ball. This one will miss high and outside. So a 2-0 count now to Hernandez. Hernandez, the sophomore. 224 average for Bella. This will be hit out of play on the third base side. Said it early for Lady Hawks, 4-0 in district, currently tied with Forney. The Lady Jackets tied with Forney for first place. Rockwall at 2-2, alone in 4th in 10-6A currently. Give her that outside corner so the count evens off at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Of course, don't forget, we'll kind of run through these throughout the rest of the evening. The Lady Hawks will take on Wiley in the Bi-District Championship this Friday at 7 p.m. from Wiley ISD Stadium. Of course, we will stream that game for you right here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. It'll just be me, David.
Lady
you decided you didn't want to come, so you have things to do on a Friday night.
Make you a deal. You get them all. So here we go. But I have anything to do with it. But they advance all 3 of them, and you're in the jam. I'll join you on the next one.
There you go.
I'll join you in that second round.
I love it.
Fouls this one out of play. So a full count remains. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Hernandez. Get them a win. I'll join you. Get them a win. Keep all 3 teams going into the second round, and your pick, whichever one you get, I'll join you for it.
I love it.
Good at-bat here by Bella Hernandez. A full count on her the last 2. She's fouled back out of play and extending this at-bat.
Of course, the Hawks men's soccer team will take on Wiley as well, but they will be here at Wilkerson Sanders in Rockwall. Of course, that's Friday at 7 p.m. on the Rockwall SD Sports Network.
She's going to appeal this one down. Saying, is she a strike? Or okay, so the call was strike. They appealed down to first. Now they're having to get back to figure this one out. Because I thought that he say she backed off. The Original call, the pitch was outside. I thought she backed off of that one, or at least that's what the call was.
That's what I was thinking too.
And the appeal down, that's what it is. So it is, it's a walk. All that.
For a walk.
Yep. So the second walk of the 9 issued by McKenna, and a very strong at-bat, much needed for the Lady Jackets there, Chris, from Bella Hernandez. She got it to a full count, fouled 2 off, and then took that last one. And Rockwall with a base runner will have a throw down to Hernandez. Moran throws it down to Barnes.
Of course, we've seen 2.
Hernandez able to get back, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You've seen 2 home runs from the Lady Jackets, and here's your second one.
Here we go. Good call. Larson steps in, as Chris mentioned. Last time a 2-run homer for her. A swing and a miss on that second pitch. Has a good-looking pitch by Burleson. Didn't give her any opportunity there with the get a riser in there. That one fell on a 1-1 count now. 6-4, 2-run lead here for the Lady Hawks. We said it a moment ago. Rockwall scored 4 in the top of the third. In the bottom of the fourth, 6 runs scored by the Lady Hawks, and that's a good-looking pitch. But it'll barely miss. So 2-1 count now. 2 balls and a strike to Larson. Larson, the center fielder tonight. A swing and a miss for strike number 2 to even things off. We said it earlier, but called her what? One of the legacy members.
Absolutely.
Her sister was the catcher for the Lady Jackets. She'll extend this at bat as she fouls this one back and out of play on the first base side. So the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's always fun talking to the Minor family and talking to the Larson family. Obviously, big sister got all the love on both sides. And so when sisters graduated, it's nice they were able to take, the reins. Of course, Taylor having a magnificent year last year. And little Larson looking to do the same.
Absolutely. Of course, Ashley, Iowa State. Taylor over at UTA.
Of course, those two played against each other.
Yes, they did.
A couple of weeks ago. Pretty cool moment for that family, that's for sure, as Ashley's seeing her way out of college athletics here.
Throw another family member, Schaefer, her cousin.
Yeah.
She's the first baseman on that team. She went to Abilene Christian, and you're right. Was a teammate with Ashley when Ashley played shortstop, and
of course,
first baseman was Schaefer on that state semifinals team for the Lady Jackets.
Winning or getting the furthest that any Lady Jackets softball team has ever been. They are forever part of history in that one.
Leah Larson again will step back in here with a 2-2 count on her. What a great at-bat so far for Leah. She'll extend it. This one fouls the third one off in a row, off on the first base side.
She's a very pesky at-bat, this Larson.
Very confident.
Very confident.
Stays in there and battles. And just missing outside is Burleson on that one, and now we got a full count. First batter edging and flew out to right. Hernandez with a walk. And Larson with a walk. So back-to-back walks given up by Burleson. Runners at first and second now for the Lady Jackets, with 1 out. We'll see. Marin, the catcher, makes her way into the circle just to get on the same page, kind of calm down Burleson. Mentioned it earlier, Chris. Burleson came in, in the bottom, or in the top of the fourth, rather, after Petrie had given up those 2 home runs, came in and got the third out, much needed to get themselves out of, or get the Hawks out of a jam.
Yeah, David, if you really want to, we talked about playoffs and both these teams, their aspirations. If you want to make your run in the 6A UIL softball playoffs, you have to have at least 2 pitchers that can get you through games. It just has to be, you have to have it. And so this is great, figuring out these 2 teams, seeing if they can handle that.
Solberg, Addie Solberg, the next batter. Had a single, first and a second, and then it struck out in the third. First pitch to her will miss for a ball. So big opportunity here for Addie with runners at first and second. Again with one out. Solberg's been a big bat. This one will get away off, but Gomez is, off of Moran's glove, and both runners will advance. Larson heads to second, Hernandez at third. So 2 runners in scoring position here for the Lady Jackets. And a 2-0 count here to Solberg. And again, we've talked about big bats. Solberg, I said it earlier, but a big bat, the junior, 4.05 average. A big chance for here with 2 runners on and a 2-0 count. Next one will miss outside.
Of course, Addie is one of those kiddos that had to wait her turn. Obviously, backing up Presley Brott the last couple of years, who was a absolute superstar. Waiting her turn, and here she is in a big-time moment.
3-0 count here to Solberg. This one, a good recovery pitch, Chris, and a nice strike thrown there by McKenna Burleson to get the count at 3-1.
Yeah, McKenna's not one that lacks confidence by any stretch. Everything that, Miss Mann can do, she can do as well.
The dribbler down the third base sign. It goes foul. So a full count now with 3 balls and 2 strikes to Solberg. Extends this at bat, does Solberg. Fouls this one out of play on the first base side.
Of course, this series will shift back to Rockwall on April the 14th. It is the second to final game for both these teams in District 10 6A. So who's going to have bragging rights?
Another walk. 3 walks in a row given up. And good extended at-bats in complete control of the count were the batters in all 3 of those positions, fouling them off to extend those at-bats. And bases loaded here for the Lady Jackets.
Feels like a broken record, David, by just the haymakers that these 2 teams throw.
Bud, any misconceptions that one of them's going to roll over?
Nope. You could be up 10-0, and an inning later, it's 10-10.
They are ready to battle. Goes Sandovar out into the circle, meets with the catcher Moran and Burleson. Make sure they're on the same page and to calm things down. As you said a moment ago, no panic by any stretch of the imagination in Burleson, just like there's not for McKinney Man. Of course, you got these 2 lineups, it does take a little bit of pressure. What kind of batting order both these 2 teams have. Takes a little bit of pressure off the catcher.
And you look at how, these 2 teams, their season has kind of turned it. Lady Jackets could easily just turned it off before district having. They didn't win a game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then the Lady Hawks were just rolling through the season.
So bases are loaded again for Reagan Phillips. And she'll pop this one up. We'll see if it's going to hang around. And it will. And a good job. Nice job there by Moran to find that one. Had to keep that mask on. And then what a great job. They say this about her infield, Chris. The great job they did off that pop-up. They were ready to play the cover.
Every single infielder was at home plate.
Ready to go. So 2 outs now. Two outs for the Lady Jackets. Again, bases loaded. It'll be Allie Guest, and Allie's 0 for 2 tonight. She's flown out both times to center field. First pitch to her. Crowd doesn't agree with that one. The Lady Hawk fans don't. That one will miss low on that outside corner. So a 1-0 count now to Guest. Big opportunity here for Addie Guest. She'll come back on the inside corner, hits this one, gets the call, does Burleson. So the count will even off at 1. Big opportunity for Guest, but my goodness, if Burleson was able to get out of this one.
Big time motivational moment.
get the call on that one, so the count will go to 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded via 3 walks in a row. Hernandez, Larson, and Solberg, the base runners. Edgington was the leadoff batter. She flew out to right. Reagan Phillips popped up to the catcher a moment ago. Now a 3-1 count to Allie Guest. Again, Allie in control before she's in a good position here, because nowhere to send her, Chris.
Absolutely.
The ball, 1 run will score. Good pitch from Burleson. Comes back on that one. Defensive effort there by Guest, able to foul that one off to extend this at-bat. Extending the at-bats and winning the battle again were Hernandez, Larson, and Solberg. All to a full count. All 3 of those young ladies had fouled off 2 pitches or more to win those battles. And a full count now to Guest. And she misses that one. And a 1 run will score for the Lady Jackets off the walk.
Do apologize. The scoreboard has gone down, but we are working to get that back for you here shortly. I promise.
So base is still loaded. 1 run has scored. It's a 6-5 lead, a 1-run lead now for the Lady Hawks. And the first pitch to Kylan Bishop, called strike. Kylan grounded out to third. Her first opportunity, then popped up over on the first base side, her second trip. We'll see. Phillips walks over to visit with Acosta. All the infielders. Second, well, now here we go. All 4 of the infielders in the circle, visiting with McKenna Burleson. Four runs scored for the Lady Jackets via 2 two-run homers in the top of the 3rd. Hawks with 6 runs scored in the bottom of the 4th, and so far 1 run is scored here for the Lady Jackets in the top of the 5th. And that's got us here to the 6-5 ball game. Kylan will step back in, ready to go now. And Kylan will foul this one off.
Scoreboard's back. We're good. We're good.
There we go. You got to take it.
We got to.
All right.
Sometimes you just got to turn it off, turn it back on.
Seems to be the answer. Turn it off, turn it back on.
All life's problems are solved that way.
It's pretty easy. 0-1 count here to Bishop. She'll step back out, calls timeout. Kind of reset things. Bishop and Burleson both ready to go. Next pitch. Is she able to get off of it? Did it break?
Says no.
No. Wow. Appeal to the third base umpire. And it'll be a 1-2 count, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
Ball and 2 strikes now is the count to Bishop. Bishop will foul this one. It's a quick swing and a hard contact. Goes foul on that first base side. So 1-2 count. Again, with 2 outs and bases are still loaded. You've got Guest, Solberg, and Larson. First, second, and third. And she comes back on that inside, and she'll get it. Called strike for the 3rd out of the inning. So 1 run does score on no hits. 3 left on for the Lady Jackets. And now through 4. No, excuse me. Halfway through the 4th inning, 6-5, a 1-run lead for the Lady Hawks. We'll go ahead and keep this one here, correct? There we go. I'm getting your pattern figured out.
Yeah, you got to love the dramatics of the umpire behind home plate. I had to wait just a second.
That hesitation that sets up.
Yeah. It's got to tee up the crowd just a little bit. Just a little bit.
The 1 run does score for the Lady Jackets off of no hits. And what a great job there by Burleson. Burleson had given up 3 walks in a row, Chris.
Yes.
To Hernandez, to Larson, and to Solberg. Then got Phillips to pop up. Then came back again and walked Allie Guest to allow 1 run to score. Loaded up the bases again, and then come back to strike out Bishop. What a great job there by Burleson.
Yeah, it's these type of games, where players make a name for themselves, especially in this series. There's names that come to mind in this series, and of course the Heath Lady Hawks are trying to punch their way through this wall. Of course, those great Lady Jacket teams of the past, their only fault in district had been to Heath.
Yep.
Even the year didn't turn out the way the Lady Hawks wanted it. Heath always found a way to punch right back and take down Rockwall. And so really, you never know what's going to happen. These two teams could be 0-22 or 22-0, and you wouldn't have know a difference at all.
I always laugh because it seems like if you go back and look at some of the things that we say on every broadcast, when
exactly,
we play, it's kind of the same, but it's just true.
We're a broken record, absolutely.
Whether it's baseball, whether it's softball, volleyball.
Yes.
Basketball, boys and girls, to obviously football speaks for itself. Doesn't matter.
Sure, and of course,
ready to battle, man. They're ready to battle, dude.
I mean, you mentioned volleyball. Heath Volleyball had a 40-something winning streak, and then Rockwall ended it, and then Rockwall went on their 30-something district winning streak, and Heath ended it. So, I mean, it's really those two teams just go back and forth with each other just about every sport. It's fantastic. It's great theater.
Yeah. Makes it a lot of fun, especially in our seats, our spots. We get
Absolutely.
to tell the narrative, tell the story a little bit. Who we got here? I'm going to make sure as I look down at my lineup. As I had my scorecard, I didn't do a good job of marking who was the third out a moment ago. Should be Taylor, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So a 2-0 count now here to Taylor Scott. And that one will miss high and outside. So a 3-0 count. From Mann to Scott. Here in the bottom of the 5th. A 1-run lead at 6-5 for the Lady Hawks. Good looking pitch. Comes back right down the middle for a called strike to get to 3-1. It's going to be popped up and out in center field, Leah Larson under that one.
Of course, the weather cooling off just a little bit with the sun going down. The blankets are out here at Heath softball.
Terry and always used to talk about this front half of the season in softball or baseball where you show up in shorts and then you better bring blankets.
Yep. Then you're dying about a month later.
Exactly. Raymond, the freshman, again up next with 1 out. First pitch to her. She'll pop up, and we'll see. And able to go. She couldn't get underneath it. Reed kind of lost it a little bit. We talked about the challenge of playing over there in the sun.
Absolutely.
And went high, and that was into the lights. So Raymond will get another opportunity here.
Of course, temperatures are supposed to jump into the 90s by Friday, so that'll be a great weather for some soccer. When we had a freeze warning on Monday, straight to 90s.
Crazy. Raymond 1 for 2. She grounded out to third her first trip. Had a double, an RBI double. First time. That's a called strike. So an 0-2 count now to Raymond. Again with 1 out. This one is a hard hit. That space in between the short and third. A nice hard hit grounder
You could
by
hear that
Raymond.
one.
Yes, you could.
Hear that one from the parking lot.
Off the bat. her second hit of the night. And again, talked about her earlier, bragging about Raymond, but a freshman.
Yes.
She's almighty.
And she is only going to get better.
She is. This will bring up Hallie Barnes, the first baseman. Had a walk and a strikeout. And Hallie, another big bat for Coach Sandoval. Batting from the left side. The dribble, that'll go foul. First base side. Haley playing first. Bats from that left side. I've said it earlier, but I mean, just an unbelievable performance so far in the year, batting .429. Whew. Missed on that one to go to 1-1. It was a nasty looking pitch that just didn't end the way that McKinley wanted it to. But it hung out there forever.
Absolutely. She loves that pitch.
Ooh, she does. Tries to get back there on the outside corner and misses, does McKinley. So a 2-1 count now. So it'll be popped up. We'll see, able to find it and get underneath it. Is Bella Hernandez, the shortstop, for out number 2.
Of course, both these teams will have the rest of the week off. Heath will travel to Forney next week on the 24th, and Rockwall will take the long 6-mile drive back home. Enjoy the rest of spring break. And then they will host North Forney starting next Tuesday night.
So a little Rockwall ISD, Forney ISD matchups next Tuesday.
It's looking like that's what it's going to be for the district.
Yeah. Jada Williams, a strikeout and a walk tonight. Her first 2 opportunities. First pitch to her will miss low and inside for a ball. She did score 1 of the runs earlier for the Lady Hawks. Next pitch to her. That's a good-looking pitch there from Mann to the inside corner to go to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Jada Williams with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Back, and that one will sell a little high inside. So a 2-1 count now. So it'll be popped up over to the first base side, and that will get out of play into the Lady Jackets dugout.
Of course, our next broadcast for softball will be next Tuesday as the Lady Jackets take on North Forney.
As Chris mentioned, that one will be over at the Campbell Complex back on the campus of Rockwall High School. 2-2 count with the 2 outs here to Jada. So it's a hard hit out to center field. Able to find it on the wall. Oh, but lost it. So 1 run will score for the Lady Hawks. And a triple. 1-run triple by Jada Williams.
Yeah, it looks like that one just got kind of lost in the lights. Of course, it was back there against the wall in center field. Didn't really know how much room she had left there. She didn't have much. She's going to want to have that one back.
So 1 run does score here for the Lady Hawks. It's 7-5, a 2-run lead here now for Heath. We'll see Coach Acosta again goes back out into the circle for the conversation with the entire infield.
Of course, the Lady Hawks have done a really good job here in the third inning on taking advantage of these opportunities to put some runs on the board. And they're still within striking distance of adding just a little bit more here, a little more cushion for them. Of course, you don't typically see McKinley Mann give up runs when she's on the mound. Of course, we did mention she is kind of working her way back from an injury.
I tell you what, this would be one heck of a lineup to try to work yourself through.
It's
in a perfect
tough
situation,
exactly.
A perfect scenario. But you're right, and fight back, trying to get her feet back underneath her, coming back from an injury. This is a tough one. So there are 2 outs here for the Lady Hawks, and a runner. That's Jada Williams standing over at third as McKenna Burleson gets her second opportunity here. McKenna walked and scored a run her first trip. Of course, she came in for relief of Alex Petrie. And a first pitch to her will miss inside for a ball. So 1-0 count. The next one will set a little high and outside to go to 2-0. Burleson settles in, man ready to go. Next one's going to be, we'll see if anybody's able to get to that one to make the play. In pursuit of it was Grebe, unable to get to it. Hit safely out in that little gap, Chris, out in no man's land between first and right.
It was right there for the taking, just a little out of reach.
Go back to referencing Minor again, Taylor Minor that played right field there for the Lady Jackets.
Yes.
How many times you thought she could not get to a ball over there and she would?
You want to talk about fast as well.
Insane.
There have been some fast girls in that outfield for both these squads.
Picture her doing it. Of course, we talked about Jada Williams over in right for the Lady Hawks, who's a speedster. Next pitch, this will be fouled back. Again, a good at-bat here for the pitcher, McKenna Burleson. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with the 2 outs.
Of course, she worked the count back in the 2 innings ago
to
help blow this game open a little bit for the Lady Hawks. Part of that 6-run fourth.
So Burleson steps back in with the 2 balls and 2 strikes on her. Can we be a drifter down to second? Good, nice glove and the throw across in time. Will not get there, will it? No. So a run will score. Another run will score. So a little dribbler hit over to Hernandez, able to field it, but her throw was not a good, clean throw, rather over to first. And Grebe unable to field it.
It was an absolutely amazing grab.
It was.
Just not enough on that throw.
So another run does score. And it's a 3-run lead now for the Lady Hawks, 8-5.
Of course, if the Lady Hawks, you can't let the
got to keep going.
Got to get the gas down. You got to keep scoring some runs here because you know the Lady Jackets can, as they've proven, they can just keep coming back.
So that'll bring up Marin. Marin 0 for 2 on the night, popped up to the pitcher and struck out. With 2 outs, big opportunity here for Sophia. Again with a runner on.
Of course, if the Lady Hawks can hold on and win this game, this is going to be a big, momentum swing for them. Of course, being 4-0 like they need anymore, but to get to 5-0 before you face, the
You bet.
the district champ in Forney. It'd be a good game to have for them.
A swing and a miss to even the count off at 1.
Of course, the Lady Hawks and Lady Jackrabbits in soccer went toe-to-toe. Forney got the better half of Heath in their 2 matches against each other, so it looks like softball could be heading that direction as well. But Rockwall still has 6 outs to play with.
It's going to be popped up over. We'll see if anybody's able to get to it. Oh, no, she won't. It's into the ball, so it'll fall. The throw will get to the ball, and the throw in time. Had the second baseman, that was Allie Guest, trying to make a play over on the ball and able to get to it.
There was a little hesitation from McKenna rounding third base. She probably could have scored on that. But so not really sure what was going to happen with that ball. It was going to be fair foul, and sure enough, it was fair.
Hung around in there for a moment. So as you mentioned, you got McKenna Burleson standing over at third, Moran at second. So 2 runners in scoring position here for the Lady Hawks with the 2 outs.
Feels like another big moment in this game.
Yep.
Where she got 2 outs, as you mentioned. It's when the Hawks did most of their damage in the 4th with 2 outs.
So that'll bring up AK Senesault. AK come through, man. She'd struck out her first time, and a 3 RBI triple the last time AK came to get this thing going. First pitch to her will miss low and inside for a ball. So a 1-0 count. Again with 2 outs and runners at second and third. Another big opportunity here for Senesault. Chris, if she was able to deliver, she'd break this thing open for sure.
Absolutely. You feel like the stranglehold is on for this one right now.
She'll pop this one up. And it'll be Hernandez at short that calls everyone off for the 3rd out of the inning. 2 runs do score on 2 hits, 2 left on. It's a 3-run lead here for the Lady Hawks. At the end of 5, 8-5. We'll go ahead and take a quick break now. 8-5, Lady Hawks over the Lady Jackets. It's the I-30 Classic Match 1 softball on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. We'll be right back.
I'm Erin Neal, the principal agent and owner of Hamby Insurance. I am passionate about serving the local community and the surrounding areas. My goal is to take the hassle out of buying insurance. I want to educate you on what you're buying and help you make an informed decision. Whether it's personal or commercial insurance, my team and I will be here every step of the way to make sure you are getting the satisfaction you need and the coverage you deserve. My promise to you is that we will never hard sell you insurance, use slick sales techniques, or pressure you into making a decision that you're not comfortable with. Call us today at 972-285-0381 to find the best coverage to fit your need. My commitment is to give you unparalleled service, and remember, Hamby helps.
And welcome back to the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. It's softball. It's part 1 of the I-30 Classic here from Rockwall Heath High School. Right now, the home team is in firm control, leading 8-5 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. And David, it's just about everything we expected and maybe just a little bit more.
Unbelievable. It has been, man. It started off slow, scoreless through 2. Rockwall got things going, scoring 4 runs in the top of the 3rd. Hawks scored 6 in the bottom of the 4th. Rockwall with the 1 run scored in the top of the 5th and 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 5th for the Lady Hawks. Gets us to 8-5. And it has been a very entertaining game.
Absolutely.
So far. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Carissa Gomez. It's an 0-1 count here to her. Carissa, strikeout and a walk tonight. Second one will come inside on her, and he'll give her that inside corner. So an 0-2 count now to Gomez. Burleson. It's enough to her, the position that she's had to come in. The last inning found herself and issued, 4 walks in that inning. And a strikeout for her. And that'll be her 3rd strikeout of the night. For out number 1. She came in after Petrie got in a little bit of trouble in the third, giving up two two-run home runs, and came in and got the third out to get out of that one. Made it through the fourth pretty much unscathed, and then came into the fifth inning, Chris, and gave up 3 consecutive walks. Then with 1 out, got a runner to pop out, had nowhere to send the next one, walked Allie Guest to walk in a run, and then came back and got an out. This one will be a hit to second. And able to get over to it is Senesaw for out number 2.
You got to give McKenna a lot of credit for coming in here. Lady Hawks looked a little rattled. It was 4-0, and things were kind of not going their way and kind of getting out of control. She came in calm, collected, and got the Lady Hawks right back in this, and the bats started waking up, and here we are, 8-5.
Back up top in the order to Addie Edgington. Addie 1 for 3 tonight. Grounded out over to third, her first trip. Had a big home run. A 2-run homer, her second in the top of the third. And then flew out to right field. Her third trip. Behind in the count, 0-1 now after that strike. This one will be hit to center. This one's moving into the wall. So 2 rounding second, and she will make it to third. Whoa.
Oh.
If she wouldn't have tripped there, thinking she would have been able to score, got herself tied up there on the bag, Chris.
Yeah, Coach Costa was waving her home and just kind of stumbled right there on third base.
So a triple for Addie Edgington. And that'll bring up Bella Hernandez.
Not even out of breath for Addie.
Nope.
Not even close.
Bella 1 for 3, grounded out. A walk. Of course, a big one. This will dribble her down to the third baseman. Cleanly fielded and thrown across, but it will not bounce out of her glove. So Taylor Scott able to field that. The throw across comes out of Barnes' glove. So the runner is safe at first, Hernandez. And the runner does score for the Lady Jackets as Edgington crosses the plate.
Of course, Lady Jackets going to have to start taking advantage of some of these opportunities
That's
with
right.
just 4 outs to play with. And they took advantage of at least 1 run there.
So swing and a miss on the first one from Leah Larson. Again, a 2-run lead now. The run lead is down to 2, rather. 8-6, Lady Hawks. Second pitch to Larson will miss on that outside corner to go to 1-1. So a 2-run lead again, 8-6 here for the Lady Hawks. 2 outs and a runner standing over at first with a 1-1 count here to Larson. Larson a swing and a miss. Go to 1-2. Comes back inside for called strike for out number 3. 1 run does score on 2 hits. 1 left on. It's a 2-run lead now for the Lady Hawks halfway through the 6th at 8-6.
You got to like that emotion seeing from McKenna out
Absolutely.
there. Strikeout.
Needed that one. She did it. No reason to panic out there.
Absolutely.
And for for McKenna, that's her 4th strikeout of the night.
Of course, I was at that game 2 years ago where she first was introduced to varsity varsity softball when she came in relief, and everybody's eyes just lit up like this is going to be the future of Lady Hawk softball, and she has absolutely delivered as a star on this team, and she's only getting better.
Man, I remember leaving that game there. It was one that we called.
Yes.
And, same thing. 2 or 3 conversations that week about the young pitcher over at Heath. They had something special going on there. Because I don't know how you can go through a broadcast of Rockwall ISD softball. We've talked about some of these great pitchers.
Yes.
Well, there was one young lady that was over at Rockwall that stood in the circle there for 4 years and made her name, and that was Ainsley Pemberton.
Yeah. Ainsley's up in the
Good over at Penn.
Great White North of Pennsylvania.
Tell you what, we've seen some of these power pitchers, the ones that have with that drop ball, these ones that just to control. Pemberton could paint those corners like no one else, man.
And
you call her shot duty, and you could have known what was coming.
Yeah, and you talk about Ainsley, just how special she was. When we kind of talked earlier about you really want to have at least a two-pitcher system. And Ainsley, it was kind of just Ainsley.
I was going to say a one-man show all the way to face semifinals.
Nothing wrong with it, but she could have used a little bit of extra help in the very end there. But she did not like being taken out of the game, so they left her in. But you could tell at the very end she started to wear down. But man, she was an absolute legend in that dot there for
well, the Lady Jackets made that one fun and entertaining because 3 out of the 4 3-game series
against Waukesha.
Put her out, put her back out there in those spots, and she came through over and over again. Yes, there's no doubt about it. It's going to have some wear and tear on you by the end.
Of course, her senior year, we saw McKinley came into light. We saw how special she could be.
Yeah,
and she's delivered.
So this will be Amani Thornton. Again, try to get things going here for Coach Sandovar's Lady Hawks. First pitch to her from Mann. Will miss on that inside corner for a ball. 1 for 2 for Thornton. The range of emotions tonight, even for Thornton at bat. She's got a strikeout, Chris, and of course she's got a home run. So, hey.
Why not?
Yeah.
You never know who the hero is going to be in these games.
Comes back inside, does man with a good-looking pitch to hit that inside corner for a called strike to get the count even at 1.
And David, the superstars, obviously, they stamp their name on these games, but sometimes always the unsung hero in these games that make a name for themselves. And
put your name into the book and stories to tell of what you're able to do in series in a game like this.
Absolutely, with everything on the line, it feels like, for these two teams.
Be a dribbler hit, and Mann able to popped up to McKinley Mann for out number 1.
Of course, if you're Rockwall, you're sitting there at an even 500 in district. You want to win these games right now. For Heath, to be able to go 5-0, you pretty much you get 12 games in district. To be 5-0 going into your final game of the first round.
That first trip through.
Absolutely.
10-6A.
That's a good feeling to have.
Back up top to Piper Moore. Piper so far 0 for 3 tonight. 2 pop-ups and a ground out to second. First pitch to her is a good-looking one from Mann for a called strike. It's a tale of, Chris, you think about it this way. Obviously, for the Heath victory, what a spot they would be in, again, being undefeated and heading in to take on Forney.
Who was also undefeated.
Absolutely. And I'll touch here after this next pitch on the Lady Jackets what a victory could really mean for them. This one would be popped up or hard hit out to right. And able to find it and get underneath it is Edgington for out number 2. The Lady Jackets, of course, Chris, if they were able to pick the win tonight, and then again, you don't ever know, but let's just say how things are. Talk about North Forney. North Forney had 0-3 in District 1, 15-1. If Rockwall were able to pick up this one, pick up that third win, I like their chances at home.
Absolutely.
To build on, capture some momentum, go on a 3-game winning streak over North Forney. And that would allow them, to get the victory tonight, of course, to get them to 3-2 in district and 4-2, obviously, with the North Forney win. Counting ahead. Fouled off on the first one is Taylor Scott. So an 0-1 count here to her with 2 outs.
Of course, these two teams are going to get a little break after this game, so it's going to be nice to kind of reset for both these teams and kind of see where they stand here in District 10-6A after this one.
Taylor found this one back off or not. Taylor so far 1 for 2, flew out to center. First and third trip to the plate. Had a hard hit ball out to right center. And a stolen base and scored one of the runs in the 4th inning.
Yes. Feels like forever ago, doesn't it?
Goodness gracious. 0-2 count with the 2 outs here to Taylor. Comes back inside, and McKinley will miss high and inside for a ball, so a 1-2 count. crowds, you mentioned it earlier, good crowd support for both these two teams tonight. These two teams have given everybody a reason to hang around and to be loud.
Absolutely. Not bad for spring break.
That's it. Next one short, bounces off the turf to even the count off at 2. Taylor will extend this at-bat, able to get it and knock it foul down the first base side. Again, Taylor Scott, the senior, number 14. You mentioned it earlier, heading to Creighton. He'll be a Blue Jay. Misses outside to take the count full. Jams are onto the inside, and this one will go to the warning track on the first base side. Grebe took off over to it, but unable to get to it. Watching the chanting over here out of the Lady Hawks dugout. You mentioned it earlier when Petrie's in the circle, how much command and control and getting things going, the emotional leader
Absolutely.
over here. She's the one leading the efforts.
Even with a little bit of a rough effort,
Yeah.
she's still, no matter where she is, she's going to bring the energy.
This next pitch, and she'll get a hit. What an at-bat, and it'll be a double as it heads to the wall. Reagan Phillips unable to play it. It'll be a triple. Where the throw over to third, and able to get underneath it safely is Taylor Scott. So another hit, this one a triple for Taylor Scott. She goes 2 for 2 on the night so far.
Yeah, and you mentioned Petrie as a coach. You have to love the energy that she brings. Not having the greatest, started this game, but comes to the dugout and just brings the energy. You have to love a kid like that.
Think about
no matter what.
And other with youngsters around her and looking at that and knowing that it's not the way she would have preferred it to end. Definitely
Sure.
out there, but to still be like that, they're still looking for her, looking to her, following her lead over
Absolutely.
there. Says enough, man.
It says everything you need to know.
And again, this 2 and 3 right here because Raymond, the freshman, up next. What's she, 2 for 3? Single and a double. Knocked in a run, scored a run, had a ground out her first trip to the plate. This is another one. We've said it before, but it's going to be fun watching her for the next 4 years.
Absolutely. 2 freshmen making a big-time impact in this game.
No question. Raymond for the Lady Hawks, and of course Grebe, great job she's done over at first base tonight for the Lady Jackets. So 2 outs and a runner standing at third. That's Taylor Scott here for Raymond. And this 8-6 2-run lead here. 2-run ball game for the Lady Jackets. A good looking pitch from McKinley Mann and a swing and a miss. Found out of play to go to 0-2.
Of course, the Lady Hawks like to have a little more insurance on the board going into the bottom half of this inning.
Fouled this one back to go to 0-2, or stay at 0-2. Low and outside on that one. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to count to Raymond. This one will get out of play as well.
Of course, a lot of these fans still hanging around.
It made it fun to watch, man.
Absolutely,
There's
around
no
in the 9
reason
o'clock
to
hour.
leave. Yeah. It's been very entertaining. Sails high to get the count even at 2. Called strike. Man gets out of that one. Beautiful with her 6th strikeout of the night. So no run score on 1 hit with 1 left on. Halfway through the 6th. It's a 2-run lead again for, at the end of 6, rather. Yes, excuse me. 8-6, a 2-run lead. You want to keep it here? You taking a break?
Well, let's keep it here. We got 3 outs to play with here for if you're the Lady Jackets. Of course, Coach Costa talking to her team about what to do here. They have 3 outs to play with, like we mentioned, and this is a big moment for them. This is a big moment for both these schools.
Absolutely.
You kind of don't feel like your season's going to go one way or another after this game, but it definitely does set a tone for the rest of the way.
Batters up for the Lady Jackets will be Addie Solberg, number 11, then Reagan Phillips and Allie Guest, 1, 2, 3. Solberg with a single to left field. She had a walk and a strikeout. Reagan Phillips 0 for 3. Fly out, ground out, and a pop-up. Guest for 2 with a walk. Flew out to center, took a walk, and scored a run.
Of course, our next broadcast will be Friday. We'll have all 3 bi-district championship soccer matches, followed by next Tuesday. We could have some soccer. We'll have some softball. I'm sure David Sweet will take the reins on that one over at Rockwall High School as Rockwall welcomes the Lady Falcons over to Rockwall High School.
Regardless of outcome, Ryan, it'll be a big game.
Absolutely.
Very important one for the Lady Jackets.
And we'll have some baseball Tuesday, I'm sure. I just don't have my schedule in front of me.
So Addie Solberg will lead off here, trying to get things going for the Lady Jackets. First pitch, hers. She does just that. Lead-off single for Addie.
Clutch hit for Addie.
Yes,
right there.
it was. He's going for the Lady Jackets, again needing 2 runs here.
Coming to the plate, number 17, Reagan Phillips.
And that'll bring up Reagan Phillips, as I mentioned, number 17. First pitch to her will be a swing and a miss for strike number 1. Reagan 0 for 3 tonight. Fly out, pop up, and a ground out over to hard to short. Lead down, hit over to third, field thrown. Oh, and it'll get out into the outfield. It'll throw from third to second. We'll see. We'll have a throw to third. Not in time. So the runner is safe. Runner's on the corner here. Reagan Phillips, a shot down to third. And Taylor's not able to ground it, but the throw gets away from her. Intended for Piper Moore at second. And a good cover, rather, by Jada Williams. So runners on the corners here with no outs for the Lady Jackets.
Of course, probably what Coach Acosta told her team right there before they took the field. Just find your pitch. Don't stress, and find the one you want, and we can come back in this game.
Allie Guest, again, the next batter. The first pitch to her will miss outside. So Solberg on third, Phillips standing at first. So the tying run is standing at first base here. And the next pitch to Allie Guest will miss high and inside. So Allie ahead in the count, 2-0.
Rockwall's showing a lot of patience at the plate here in the top of the 7th inning.
Burleson settles in and ready to go, and here comes that next pitch. Red dribbler down to third. We'll see where the throw. She'll go over to first, as she should, and gets the first out. Now Phillips does advance off of that one to second. So both runners in scoring position with Solberg standing at third and Reagan Phillips standing on second. This will bring up Kylan Bishop. Kylan 0 for 3 on the night. And a strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground out over to third. The first pitch is a good-looking one, called strike on the outside. Oh, no, he did not. Thought she'd hit that outside corner, but it kind of got away from her for a ball. Where the ump gets me, Chris, is it's the ball. He has a call, but,
right?
Ball, and
It's not.
Yeah. Oh. Dribbler hit to the pitcher. She'll hold the runner at third. Good decision. Nice job there from McKenna Burleson. Look, Solberg freezes her on third and completes the throw over to first. Nice job there, man.
That was about as perfectionist as you could get on that one.
Goodness. No panic. The ball hit back to her. And she froze.
Yeah, she froze everybody.
Addie was ready for it. If she didn't do it, she was going to take off and score. Now it'll be Carissa Gomez. Carissa actually 0 for 2 with a walk, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. Again, runners at second and third with 2 outs. First pitch will miss outside for a ball.
Of course, Heath Lady Hawks will not really be worried about that third base. Their eyes are going to be on second base and that runner on second. That's the big one.
Again, the 2-run lead, 8-6 here. Next pitch, foul back off into the net. So the count even at 1 with 1 ball and 1 strike. This will pop this one up. We'll see what it's going to do. Is the right fielder able to get to it? And she does, as Jada Williams, and that'll do it. That will do it. As the Lady Hawks victorious tonight in match 1 of this series here at home, 8-6. An 8-6 victory for the Lady Hawks, and as a result of that one, the Hawks will stay undefeated in District 10-6A at 5-0. And will head in to take on Forney, the other undefeated team. Lady Jackets, as a result of this one, will fall to 2-3 in district. And again, next Tuesday night, they'll take on North Forney back at home. And Chris, this one was everything we thought it would be. Absolutely. Neither one of these teams refused. They refused to roll over. And each one of them had an opportunity to break it open on the offensive side, and both these two teams had opportunities to roll over, and neither one would do it.
And you look at the emotion that the Lady Hawk, they're still celebrating down there. You got to feel like that was the game they really wanted to have after all the frustration over the last few years. They've sprinkled some wins in against Rockwall, but none of them felt as big as this one, and this one is something, like you said, 5-0 Heath, 5-0 Forney. Let's dance on Tuesday.
It's going to be kind of fun.
Let's see what's going to happen.
Yep. And again, from a Lady Jackets perspective, they have an opportunity here to show what that one they're about. They had started off with 0-18. Mm-hmm. Finally pick up 2 wins here. Or excuse me, they were 0-16 and then end up getting down to 2-18 coming into this one, but refusing to fall and see how their response is. We see what the Lady Jackets, the Lady Hawks will be like, as you mentioned, taking on a good team in Forney, a big confident group. It'll be fun to watch the Lady Jackets in their response next week as well.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, the Lady Jackets, they're going to have some time off here. They're going to be able to kind of reset, reevaluate things, and see where we go from here. Of course, the season's far from over for Lady Jackets. You just got to get in the playoffs. So once you get in, you never know what can happen. So
that's right.
This thing's far from over for either of these teams. There's still a lot of softball to be played, so we'll see what happens here in the next several weeks. Of course, these two teams reconvene back in Rockwall on April the 14th. It'll be a good one. There could be some playoff potential on the line for that game. Of course, the Lady Hawks will have to face Forney immediately after that game, so we'll just kind of see what happens.
Victory tonight again for the Lady Hawks over the Lady Jackets, 8-6 tonight in this great ball game between these two squads. And again, the Hawks improved to 5-0 in district. The Lady Jackets fall to 2-3. Last words, last comments, Chris?
Yeah, just a great game. It's always I-30 Classic. Always is a great match, no matter what sport, no matter what gender, male or female, anywhere we play. These games come down to the very end, and so it's a great thing for them. Congratulations to the Lady Hawks. As you can see, they are celebrating, and they're going to have some fun the rest of this week.
Again, folks, we want to thank you for joining us here tonight. Reminder, playoff soccer. Saw a little hockey game going on down there. Playoff soccer again on Friday night, as you'll have the two Heath squads, boys and girls, and the boys, the Jackets will be playing. Then we'll be back on the air with some softball again Tuesday night, as well as some baseball. So 8-6 is the victory tonight for the Hawks, or the score in the Hawks, Lady Hawks victory. For Chris Curtis and all the fine folks with the Rockwall ISD Sports Network, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Good night, everybody.